Всем привет, и я дальше продолжаю проходить Call, блин, Call of Cthulhu. Так, я договорился, она мне открыла двери, захожу.
Oh, this place stinks. What is the connection between this place and the
Воняет
Sarah
прям, да?
Hawkins case? Who has enough money to buy painkillers, but stays? It smells as bad as it looks. Can't sleep. I know how that feels. Le Petit Parisien. Who might keep a news clipping about Sarah Hawkins? What is this picture of Charles and Sarah Hawkins doing here? What happened here? Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings?
Хм. Так. А, чё, все, ничего нету?
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! The Hawkins case has been wound up. Let the dead rest in peace.
Wound up? You mean messed up?
Dog. We don't take no lessons from the likes of you. We do our job carefully and fairly. No stone was left unturned.
Really? Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it. It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene? Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrews, would you please shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose. God damn it. Her again. This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Why, you?
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
I thought I'd straightened you out, mister. I am disappointed, but we'll meet again.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building? That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
Так, сейчас в особняк, да?
Well, here we are. Hawkins Mansion. The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
Так.
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
I don't believe the fire is the only reason this house is in such a state.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
Huh. It's really that old.
Come on, let's leave the stories of the dead alone. They've nothing to do with your case anyhow. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
Подожди, еще есть вопросы.
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
Your partner, Andrews, warned me against him.
You managed to get something out of that bum? I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time. You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family, so he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way, he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
Все, давай.
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
Так, добраться до особняка, да? Ага.
Bradley was right. This place is much older than I imagined. I'll have to find another entrance.
Так. А он куда это пошел? Навалено, да?
Someone is using the fireplace. I suppose that this is where old Winchester lives.
Hmm.
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh.
Так.
Someone must really hate Charles Hawkins.
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Do you know if Charles Hawkins had any enemies?
Not to our knowledge. He was a well-respected personality on the island. I don't understand. Silas would never have let such a thing happen.
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said that he's devastated.
Let's go to the mansion.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set foot back here after the burial. What kind of deranged individual would defile this sanctuary and steal a burnt painting? I
Poor
don't see
kid.
Silas doing such a thing.
Poor
Let alone
kid.
allowing it. Even that
Poor
poor
kid.
lady is above that. Lord, have pity on this poor family.
Poor kid. The caretaker.
Так, ну ладно.
This entrance is still in use.
Whoa!
Whoa!
You were trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them! Dump them into the ocean!
Whoa! You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe. Let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
You haven't forgiven yourself. You stay here to honor the memory of the deceased.
That's true. I want no more violence. No more tragedy.
It's painful to be the last one left.
You don't know how right you are. Understood. I'm listening.
The police report describes a domestic accident, but Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
No, I can't let you in. The mansion isn't safe.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked, and I make sure it stays that way.
No one lives in the mansion, and you don't take care of it anymore. If you have a good reason to be here, I'm listening.
There's vermin. I keep an eye out.
Vermin.
Yeah, that's it, vermin.
Right. This is what we're going to do. I go inside, and I promise that I'll hunt vermin. Okay with you?
I'm not sure.
If there's nothing else to fear, you can give me that key.
Right. Take the key and do what you have to do. Go on, then. Just to get rid of you.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion.
Так, фу. Я сумел с ним договориться. Так, ну-ка, давай-ка я снизу сейчас посмотрю. Мне просто очень интересно, что там тоже у него.
This gate is locked.
Еще тоже время на ответ дается, блядь. А хоть я правильный ответ выбрал, ну что, он за могилами типа ухаживает и так далее. Так. Здесь топор. Куда ему столько топоров?
The poor wretch seems to spend the best part of his time. Rather Spartan. I know a thing or two about solitude myself.
А, все понятно, закрыто. Ладно, пошли в особняк.
Pierce, shall we enter? Now that you've finished
You're right. Let's take a look inside.
I'm with you. Follow me. I know the place. Who left this light on?
The Last Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me?
Так.
This roast. What strange creature has flesh like this? This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins.
Так, а чё он вскочил?
The boy was probably here. Smashed his plate on the floor. Sarah Hawkins' plate. Why did she leave it untouched? Something happened at this table. An argument?
Hey, Pierce. Daydreaming again?
Working, officer. This dinner table tells us a lot about the Hawkins family life.
Well, we don't have all day. The scene of the fire is next door.
Sarah Hawkins and little Simon. The perfect picture of the middle-class family.
Ага, так.
Too much rubble. Was Charles Hawkins some kind of explorer? Charles and Sarah's wedding, as painted by Sarah herself. Charles and Sarah's wedding, as painted by Sarah herself. Let's see if I can find something the cops missed.
Так, давай.
They had a fight. Why? Did Sarah Hawkins lose one of her shoes? How? The child's corpse left a trace. Where are the others? Was Charles Hawkins a heavy drinker? If the painting I found on the docks really came from here, how come it didn't burn? Did someone escape the fire?
Ага. Значит, это не прямо ж несчастный случай.
Did it stop at the time of the fire? Blood. This lamp was thrown. This was no accident. This was a fight. Someone fell here. A desperate attempt to flee. And the boy.
So, Detective, what do you make of it?
I firmly believe this fire was more than just an accident.
Huh. What's your theory?
Someone deliberately set fire to this mansion.
You sure of that?
There's only one way to be sure.
А, так.
I just ask that you don't disturb anything. If Chief West found out about what we're doing, I'd be in serious trouble.
This door is locked.
Нет, а как ничего, ну, не трогал? О, мышка.
bandages are covered in dried blood. The same bandages that I saw in the warehouse on the docks. And given the bloodstains, I'd also say that it's the same person. The lyrics of the drunken sailor. A sea shanty. This door is blocked from the outside.
Так, подожди, давай на втором этаже посмотрю. А, понятно, завалено, да? Нету ничего, да?
An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818.
Так.
Moby Dick, Melville's classic. The epic battle between man and... This piano is in disrepair. Looks like the Hawkins kept it more for decoration than for music.
Так.
A book on the first inhabitants of the island. It seems they got here around the 14th century. This place was falling apart long before the fire.
Так.
What do you know about Charles Hawkins' activities?
Well, not much, to be honest. We all assumed the Hawkins lived on Charles's inheritance.
Darkwater history. This place was settled back in 1692 by two families. A book on hunting whales, the island's staple diet last century.
Офигеть, сколько книг. Блин, это библиотека, блядь, чистая.
There's something disturbing about this painting. There's something disturbing about this painting. 20,000 leagues under the sea. Another story about the mysteries of the deep.
Так.
What could Sarah have done to make this person threaten to call the police? Locked.
Так, следы царапины.
The boys' room.
Стоп, я не вошел? Или вошел? Блин, нет.
A child's fort. From what threat was Simon protecting his world? Tom Sawyer. Mark Twain. Sarah must have read it to him before bed. Sleeping pills. Strong for an 11-year-old boy. What was wrong with this family? What nightmarish vision could have inspired them? Simon's troubles went beyond family problems. That kid saw something. Something terrified him.
А, так.
What will her room reveal about her? Barbiturates. Sarah Hawkins must have been extremely agitated resorting to such a treatment.
Мгм. Подожди.
This padlock is too complicated for me. It's no use.
М. Нет.
The padlock won't give. This door is locked. It's no use. The padlock won't give.
Ну, ключ был бы, блядь. Нету, да?
Locked.
Ну и куда тогда?
This place was falling apart long before the fire.
If you're right, we should be able to find clues among the Hawkins' personal effects.
Так я ничего уже не вижу.
This piano is in disrepair. Looks like the Hawkins kept it more for decoration than for music. An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818. The lyrics of The Drunken Sailor, a sea shanty. This door is blocked from the outside. The lyrics of the drunken sailor, a sea shanty.
Hmm.
An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818. This place was falling apart long before the fire. A book on the first inhabitants of the island. It seems they got here around the 14th century.
Hmm.
This piano is in disrepair.
Did you hear that?
Looks like the Hawkins kept it more for decoration than for music.
Да.
Darkwater history. This place was settled back in 1692 by two families that seceded from the New England colonies. A book on hunting whales, the island's staple diet last century. There's something disturbing about this painting. There's something disturbing about this painting.
Hmm. Хм. Так я не... Ну. А.
Locked.
Так. А
What
ну-ка.
was going through that boy's mind?
М, ключ. Боже, а.
It's no use. The padlock won't give.
Так.
This ledger lists all of the paintings Sarah Hawkins sold. It seems the last one was given for free to a Francis Sanders. I wonder why. Despite what happened, they seem to have loved each other. Was Sarah Hawkins interested in the occult? What was she trying to achieve?
Так. Ага, культизмом.
The door is blocked on the other side. Sarah Hawkins' agent was getting worried. Seems she wasn't giving any signs of life. The door is blocked on the other
Так.
side.
Подожди, надо тоже, блядь, хорошо все сматривать, да?
Bradley? Is that you?
Так. А.
Is anyone there? Bradley, did you see which way he went?
Who? I didn't see anyone. I just heard some noise. Are you all right?
A man was hiding on the upper level. He ran when he saw me. He can't be far.
Так.
I'll cover you.
This door was closed earlier. Where did he go? They look like Celtic runes. Charles must have... It looks like an old seaway map.
Do you really think that your fugitive came in here? I don't see any way out.
Clearly, Charles Hawkins knew Captain Fitzroy very well. I wonder who the man with the glasses is in the Scylla. It's the boat that was stranded at the entrance to the harbor. Seems like this came from a log. There must be a link with the Seaway map, as if the bookcase has been moved several times. As if the bookcase has been moved several times. This globe seems to have been part of some mechanism.
Так, и...
Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
Ай, так. Подожди. О. Улики. Глава 3, да?
Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
33-53, наверное, ну-ка.
Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. There must be a link with the Seaway map. Have you seen the old maritime maps on Charles Hawkins' desk?
Strange. No ship has left Darkwater shore for years. Maybe he kept them for sentimental reasons.
Charles Hawkins was a sort of traveler, right? Why are these letters here, and not with Sarah Hawkins' belongings? Have you seen the old maritime maps on Charles Hawkins' desk?
Strange. No ship has left Darkwater shore for years.
Да блин.
Maybe he kept them for sentimental reasons.
Doesn't work. I must have missed something.
Блин, я не понял. Стоп, а это чё? Ага.
Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
М.
Doesn't work. I must have missed something.
Блядь, а чё я упускаю-то? Ай.
Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
Судовой журнал.
There must be a link with the Seaway map. This panel is movable. Cogwheels. They must be linked to an opening mechanism. Probably a secret passage. I must find a way to activate the opening mechanism. Damnation. I can't budge these gears. I need a tool. Charles Hawkins was a sort of traveler, right?
More like an adventurer, I guess.
Ну и каким
He left for
инструментом
months,
я тебе, блядь,
exploring
ее
remote
сделаю?
places and abandoned.
It looks like a freehand map of Darkwater. Certain areas have been highlighted. I wonder why. The Scylla. I'd be better off not touching them.
Так. М,
There must be a link with the Seaway map.
Так. Так. Тридцать три.
Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Doesn't work. I must have missed something.
О, наконец-то
Looks like
правильно
it
сделал.
worked.
Well done, Pierce.
А, фу,
Secret
не мог
passage
сделать.
under the manor. It's like a detective novel. That guy must have already gotten far.
Yeah. And he had a direct means of entry to the crime's 3 seats.
Look,
Did Charles Hawkins use this place? Who were the others? Did Charles Hawkins hide something in this chest? What is this mask supposed to represent?
Ну все, наверное. Или нет?
This piece of cloth is unmistakably from a dress. Was Sarah Hawkins here?
Так.
This padlock is too complicated for me. A disfigured saint. What does it mean? A disfigured saint. What does it mean? Of course.
and something tells me that the key is climbing these steps. There's tunnels all over this island. Given the size of this cave, there's gotta be other entrances.
The passage continues further down. Might as well start with that.
I ain't gonna squeeze in there. I'll find another way. If possible, I prefer not to ruin my uniform.
Fine, fine. Go look for another entrance. I'll try my luck down below.
Да. Ладно, я, наверное, здесь закончил. Всем спасибо, кто меня смотрел. Ставьте лайки и подписывайтесь на канал. Всем пока!